In WOYO, you are Sam, a young man yearning for a change of scenery. Tired of living in the country, Sam escapes to the vibrant city of Montreal, a bustling suburb in Paris. To ease his transition, he agrees to stay with his high school friend Layla for a few days. The first thing you're going to notice in WOYO is the way they use real people for the character portraits. Instead of the usual RTP generator stuff, they actually use photos of real people. It's totally different and makes the game feel way more real. You can really read some of these characters, like Sam, how excited he was when he got off the bus, and how excited Layla was when she saw her friend that she haven't seen in a long time. It tells you so much about them and how they feel about each other. It's like you're actually watching real people interact, which is the intention of the developer. We can assume that. You can instantly get a vibe from each character. Like Sam is always pointing and smiling at his friend Layla, and Layla is throwing these crazy happy vibes, with her hands, and she always smiling. So you could definitely feel and get a gist of how truly their friendship means to one another. Now, who would have thought of that? Using people that you know as a bus where they could create thousands of different poses to use in your game that the character generator cannot do. So I give a thumbs up to the developer for coming up with that idea. I really think that was really smart on their end for trying to create something different that the creator generator won't be able to create, the type of emotions that a real person can do that a AI generator cannot do. So once again, thumbs up.
Ready? Fight!
The battle system in WOYO consists of a turn-based battle system that most of us are used to in the RPG Maker setting. Clunky as it may look, WOYO throws you back to the golden age of fighting games with its chunky character models, reminiscent of classes like Mortal Kombat 1 and the Turn of Champions. My personal favorite when I was a kid. The combat focuses on raw, visceral attacks like punches, slams, uppercuts. And you can also buff yourself by taking a narcotic or a drug or a pill that will give you that strength, that crazy strength, so you can overcome your enemies and win. I think we all could agree here that making a fun battle system can be a challenge for your RPG Maker game. Now, this developer right here decided to use real life people as their battlers, which I think is smart because, once again, a person can really enhance that action sequencing in the game. Full uppercuts, punches, slams, anything that you want is at your disposal, because a person could do anything than what a sprite can do. A sprite can't do. A sprite can't really they can only do so much as if they were created. Like the low sprites, they're full motion, but they can't do everything that you want them to do. But with a person, you could do whatever you want. You could do a choke move, you could do a slap move, with all your digits and stuff like that. It enhances it. But there's always a downside to some battles, right? And in this game, once you're in the area, you start fighting a lot of repetitive enemies. I understand. You want to keep the style going. You want to keep the real life, battlers going, enemy battlers going, and stuff like that. Where in most traditional RPG games, there's a database of thousands of enemies that you could choose from. Now, in real life, I don't know about you guys. I don't know a lot of people. So my circle is really small. So this developer could only use whoever he has volunteer to, pose as an enemy. So you start to see a lot of enemies, repetitive enemies, even though they're game members. They dress alike. Most game members, especially in the 90s, they wear the same color gear, the same jacket, whatnot. They kind of look like twins. But when you play an RPG game, you gotta kind of like style it up, switch it up, switch up your enemies so they won't feel repetitive over and over and over again and bore out your players, because you could easily get bored of just seeing the same battler. Like, real talk, you could easily get bored. So that's one thing you gotta keep in mind. When you use real people to pose as your battlers, make sure you know at least 50 that could probably volunteer to be your enemies. That way you can switch them up, or just switch outfits, switch headgear, kind of like, make them wear Halloween costumes if you got to. You know what I mean? But yeah, like I said, it is unique, but at the same time, it tends to get repetitive over and over and over again. So, once again, good job, yo. Good job. To experience WOYO, you have to go to the Steam store and purchase the game for $16.99. It is a commercial game, and I believe it is also on itch.io for the same price, $15.99. I think it's $1 difference. I may be mistaken, but I don't think I am. What you see is what you get. There's no demo. So you gotta be on good faith, buy this game, and try this game out. And within 2 hours, if you want to keep the game, keep it. If you want to refund it, you can refund it within 2 hours. This is why I say you need a demo. You need a demo for your game. That way people could try your game. If they like the demo, they'll buy the game and enjoy it. Alright guys, you guys already know that I've been in this RPG Maker game for a long time. I played a lot of games, commercial, free projects, everything, and they mama that been thrown at me, I played it. I'm going to tell you guys this. The game delivers on the humor and the character development. It's not really much to the story in the beginning. You start off, you move with your friend, you trying to get a better life. You get acquainted with her friends. They take you on the adventure to get to know the town. You run into some drug dealers. You run into, gangs and all of that stuff. So, it's kind of like a Grand Theft Auto type of adventure, but done in RPG Maker. Now, I can tell you this. It is unique. You can tell where the developer is coming from, but at the same time, $16.99, it's a little bit too steep for me, because I didn't mention it in the video, but I'm going to mention it now. The game is made by a French developer. There's still some French words in the menu. There's a bug. There's a game-breaking bug where if you use the skill tree, once you go to the mountain pass, you use the skill tree and you cannot see the screen anymore. So there's a part in the game, it's a puzzle, but it's a part in the game where you have to bounce off these posts to the next post to the next area. You can't complete it unless you can see what you're doing. So if you made a save before the bug happened, guess what? You have to start over again. The maps were okay. It's not what I was expecting for a commercial game. You know, the maps, it's not the developer's strong suit, but they at least tried. But when you charge a $16.99 for a game, you gotta be like, okay, where is that money going from? Is it going to music? Is it going to actually paying the people to do the karate moves in your game? I don't really see $16.99, and some of the music that I did a research on are, you know, music that actually exists that you can download and use for your game if you want to. I don't think all the music is original, but they at least use music that is similar to some songs made by Bob Marley. But at the same time, $16.99 is a little bit too steep for me. If I were to price this game, I will buy this, especially there's no demo to justify, hey, why do I want to spend $16.99? You know what I mean? So you guys need a dedicated demo for your game. I don't care how good you think your game is. That doesn't matter. You need a demo to at least give players the opportunity to buy it. If not, they're going to leave a bad review and refund the game. You know what I mean? And you don't want that. So $16.99 is a bit too steep for me. I would price this game fairly $5.99. $5.99. To me, it just looks like it belongs with a jam game, or I've seen games that cost less that look way better. I'm not going to name the games, but you guys understand. There's $16.99 in the RPG Maker world is top notch. It is a top tier game. You know, Beloved Rapture type game. You know, even though it looks cool, the map looks generic, default font, I don't know. If you think the game is justified at $16.99, leave what you think, what it costs in the comments. Until then, you are welcome to buy it if you like it. And also check out the RTP, Rarely Typical Player podcast. We did review the game, Cychronic, and Marlon did a thorough review on the game, where if you want to depend on the RTP podcast recommendation for this game, definitely check out that episode. And until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Peace out.